Hello explorers and welcome back. Today we'll look at a true tale of ambition, betrayal and mystery. Few figures in history inspire such immediate recognition as Captain Kidd. Say his name and images of buried treasure, swashbuckling adventure and perhaps a skull and crossbones come to mind. He is the archetype of the pirate, a figure both romanticized and demonized, eternally suspended between legend and history. Yet the true story of Captain Kidd is far more nuanced, a tale woven from ambition, betrayal, and the shifting sands of geopolitical power. It is a story that begins not with the roar of cannons and the glint of stolen gold, but with the quiet ambition of a man lost to history. William Kidd, the man who would become Captain Kidd, was born in Greenock, Scotland in 1645. Greenock, a modest port town on the River Clyde, was a world away from the exotic locales and high-seas adventures that would later define Kidd's life. The son of a Presbyterian minister, young William grew up in the shadow of the church, his days filled with sermons and scripture rather than sea shanties and tales of derring-do. At first glance, nothing in his upbringing suggested that he would one day become one of the most infamous pirates in history. And yet, fate, it seemed, had other plans. The life of a sailor in the late 17th century was a harsh and unforgiving one. The work was demanding, the conditions cramped and unsanitary, and the dangers ever-present. Storms could rise up without warning, transforming the sea from a tranquil expanse to a raging tempest in the blink of an eye. Disease was rampant, and even a minor injury could prove fatal in the absence of proper medical care. Yet, despite these hardships, William Kidd persevered. He possessed a natural seamanship, a keen mind, and an unyielding determination that propelled him through the ranks. He started, as most did, a common deckhand, learning the ropes literally from the bottom up. He quickly proved himself to be a capable and hard-working sailor, earning the respect of his shipmates and the attention of his superiors. He learned to navigate by the stars, to handle a ship in all manner of weather, and to defend himself and his vessel against pirates, privateers, and other dangers of the sea. His competence did not go unnoticed. By his mid-20s, Kidd had risen to the rank of mate, serving on various merchant ships that plied the trade routes between England, the Caribbean, and the American colonies. It was during this time that Kidd honed his skills as a sailor and a leader, gaining valuable experience that would serve him well in the years to come. The life of a merchant seaman, while fraught with its own perils, was a far cry from the life of piracy that Kidd would later come to embrace. Yet, even in these early years, there were hints of the ambition and ruthlessness that would later define his career. Kidd was not content to remain a simple sailor. His sights were set on greater things. He yearned for the day when he would command his own vessel, carving his own path through the world. Little did he know that his aspirations would lead him down a far darker and more dangerous path than he could have ever imagined. In 1689, Kidd, now a seasoned sailor, found himself in New York City, a bustling port city on the cusp of a golden age. New York, then still a relatively young colony, was a place of opportunity where fortunes could be made and lost with equal ease. The city's streets teemed with merchants, sailors, privateers, and adventurers, all drawn by the promise of wealth and excitement. Kidd, with his experience, ambition, and undeniable charisma, was quick to adapt to this new environment. He quickly established himself within the city's burgeoning maritime community. He befriended merchants, rubbed shoulders with privateers, and courted the favor of colonial officials. Kidd was a man of action, but he was also shrewd and calculating, understanding that true power lay not just in brute force, but in the ability to navigate the complex web of relationships and alliances that underpinned colonial society. Recognizing the importance of social standing, Kidd courted and married Sarah Bradley Cox, a wealthy widow twice his age. The marriage instantly elevated Kidd's social status and granted him access to the upper echelons of New York society. He purchased a lavish home on Pearl Street, one of the most prestigious addresses in the city, and invested in various business ventures. To all outward appearances, William Kidd had transformed himself from a common sailor into a respected and successful member of colonial society. Yet beneath the veneer of respectability, the allure of the sea and the promise of adventure still tugged at Kidd's soul. He had tasted success, but it was a hollow victory. The life of a merchant, while comfortable, lacked the thrill of the open ocean, the danger, the freedom. Fate, however, had other plans for William Kidd, plans that would see him thrust back into the world of maritime adventure, this time on a grander and far more perilous scale. The late 17th century was a time of great upheaval in Europe. England, locked in a seemingly endless struggle for naval supremacy, found itself facing a new threat: pirates. These were not the romanticized rogues of legend, but ruthless predators who preyed on merchant shipping, disrupting trade and threatening to strangle the fledgling English Empire. The situation had grown so dire that King William III himself was forced to take action. In 1695, amidst this backdrop of piracy and war, Captain William Kidd was presented with an extraordinary opportunity. The king, desperate to combat the growing pirate menace, issued Kidd a privateer's commission, a document that authorized him to attack and capture enemy vessels. In essence, Kidd was being asked to fight fire with fire, to use his knowledge of the sea and his skills as a sailor to hunt down and bring to justice the very pirates he had once sailed alongside. Armed with this royal decree and commanding a powerful 34-gun frigate named the Adventure Galley, Kidd set sail from London in 1696. His mission was clear: to rid the Indian Ocean of pirates, particularly a notorious pirate captain named Thomas Tew. Kidd was to capture pirate vessels, seize their treasure, and return to England, a hero. It was a chance to win fame, fortune, and the eternal gratitude of the crown. It was an opportunity that any ambitious sailor would have seized with both hands. However, the line between privateer and pirate was a thin and blurry one. Privateers, while operating with the blessing of the crown, were often little more than pirates themselves, motivated by greed and prone to exceeding their mandates. Kidd's commission, while legal, was riddled with loopholes and ambiguities, leaving him vulnerable to accusations of piracy from his enemies and rivals. It was a dangerous game that Kidd was playing, one that would have far-reaching consequences for both him and his legacy. Kidd's downfall began with his capture of the Quedda Merchant, a ship laden with riches. This act branded him a pirate in the eyes of the British authorities. Realizing the dire situation, Kidd sailed for New York, hoping to clear his name. Before facing the authorities, he made a crucial decision: to hide a portion of his treasure on Gardiner's Island. In 1699, Kidd buried gold, silver, and jewels on this remote island, believing it could secure his freedom. However, his plan failed. He was arrested and sent back to England. Despite his defense, Kidd was found guilty of piracy and hanged in 1701. His buried treasure was recovered by the authorities, yet legends of more hidden wealth persisted. Centuries later, the allure of Kidd's hidden fortune continues to captivate treasure hunters. Each year, enthusiasts scour the island and beyond, driven by the hope of uncovering what remains. Join us next time as we dive deeper into the legends of the past. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more thrilling tales from history. See you in the next video.